going on, you all? My name is Darren Rowan, and I'm a storytelling coach. But more importantly, I was also a king in chapter 2 of the King series. Now we're in the chapter 3, and I am blessed to be your ambassador. Listen, you do not want to miss one episode of chapter 3, because we know how Cal is. He's going to bring the fire, the passion, and the energy to each and every episode. Chapter 3, King series. Let's go!
Hey, man, as you know, it's Kyle Jacko checking in from the ATL, man. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day or night whenever you watch this video. But you already know, when you see this shirt, you already know it's time for the Kings to come. Man, before we ready to get started, man, shouts out to the King series chapter 1. Y'all paved the way for the King series chapter 2. Shouts out to the King series chapter 3. I know y'all about to pave the way for the King series chapter 4 next year. You know, the King series only come out once a year, so I make sure everybody that I pick out is gonna be able to fit the King series in the right way. Now, this King I'm bringing to you right now, he was supposed to be on the King series until next year. But man, I keep on hearing him and keep on see how much he loves God. I say, you know what, God, if this supposed to be it, let me know. And he was in my room one day on Clubhouse, and I said, you know what, I had some more Kings in the building. Shouts out to Coach, shouts out to Sack Black Nation, shouts out to Brother Daryl. They was like, man, he gotta be on. So they said he gotta be on. I prayed to God one more time. God gave him confirmation. Now he's here. So this King right here, I met him in shouts out to Martez. I was in Martez room on Clubhouse, and I heard him one day. And when I heard him, I was like, yeah, he got to rock out the stage with me. He got to. And man, his journey, him being so young, is really very powerful. So you know, I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring him on. See how he rock and roll with the big dog. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm bringing you a King right now. I like to call my little spiritual little brother right now, man, because he always bring the love of God, and I know at the end of the day, everything he's doing is going to impact his generation. So right now, I want to introduce you to Kai Bleu. Kai Bleu, come to the stage, man, and tell him who you are. Tell him what you do, man.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Thank you so much, Kyle, for, actually just having me on your platform, having me in the King series. And before I even get into my spiel, I just want to say how honored I am for just even being, a part of the King series, watching the King series back and just seeing so many Kings like go before me. Like it's just amazing to know that I was a part of this, series. So I am Kai Bleu, Kiyebleu. I am 24 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot of things as far as in social media. I'm a website creator, influencer, big on, the health and wellness journey. Y'all know I'm trying to get in my fitness journey a little bit better. Also, I do like a lot of graphic designing and stuff like that. But just overall, I love speaking motivation. I love doing inspiration, inspiring people, and most of all, actually, just aligning people with the word of God and using it from, a godly standpoint. So that's basically what I do in a nutshell.
See, man, I told y'all, man, these Kings right here are doing something very phenomenal, doing something very good. But I mean, this right here, he's 2020s, man. And like, think about what you were doing when you were 24 years old. You probably was not doing all the stuff he said he was doing. And yeah, you got to go check him out on Instagram because he's doing this fitness journey a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing other people in. They're doing IG lives together, man. I love seeing it, man. If you want to know more about him, remember the description at the end of this video. Go down there, read through it. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram, all the social media platforms, because he's doing something real good. But I love what he touched on. He said he loves bringing people the word of God. That's how you made this King series. So shouts out to every King for next year. You heard he just told you. The word of God is always present on the channel. God and motivation is what I stand for. I'm going to keep on standing for it. It don't matter how many likes and followers you have. If you don't stand with God, you probably won't make the King series at all. So with that being said, man, I want to know, how do you wear your crown in society around other kings?
So the way I wear my crown is just knowing who I am now, that, and we'll, of course, we're going to get into that later on. But the way that I wear my crown is just truly believing in God, truly aligning God with my day-to-day. A lot of times what I learned, Kyle, is, God speaks to us every day, but we have to be willing to hear. So that is how I wear my crown, just being able to truly trust God and just walking with God and just fully aligning him, with my day-to-day, him literally being able to guide me. So that's how I wear my crown day-to-day, every day, I would say.
I love you. See, he come with these fire answers though, man. Like, I'm just sitting up here, I'm just like, wow. He just coming in right now every single time, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. My next question to you is, you can't use God, you can't use Jesus, you can't use Yahweh, you can't use none of that. I'm gonna just say it to you one more time. You cannot use God, you cannot use Jesus, you cannot use Yahweh. Who do you consider to be your king role model? Like with me, my king role model is Malcolm X. It's Malcolm X because it was three different facets of Malcolm X. You had Detroit Red when he was in the streets. Then when he got locked up, he found next to Islam, he found he became a Muslim and everything like that. Then he went to Mecca, came back with a different mentality all the way through. And I love it because the father he stood for, the inspiration to speak he stood for. It was so many things. Like people always thought he was a mean person, like he was just angry black man, but he wasn't. He was trying to protect his community and trying to protect his home. My second one has to be my pastor, Dr. Curran B. Lee at my church, man. My pastor, it's such amazing to me because he saw my greatness when I didn't see my greatness. And I thank God for bringing him in my life because, man, he poured so much into me. Like, for Father's Day, man, it was, I had to send him a message. And the message, what I told him was, I was like, man, I grew up without a father, you know what I'm saying? But having you in my life just to be able to speak to you, to be able to see how you do everything, because y'all don't know, I'm getting ready to go to seminary school real quick. So as I'm getting ready to go to seminary school, I'm like looking at my pastor like, man, like I'm in amaze with my pastor because like one thing he always does, he knows everybody's name. Like I'm talking about the whole, so he'll call people out in the service and this, that, and the other, and it's just not people that just do stuff in the ministry, but he called everybody out. And I love that he does it, but he does it like in a joking way. Like we was at church, you know, he was like one thing with my pastor, he loved joking. So he was like, yeah, we went to the Blue Flame. Jacko, what about you? What are strip clubs that got in Atlanta? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but it just, he brings the comedic thing, but he brings the power of God everywhere he's going. The same way he's on the pulpit, he's off the pulpit. So that's my king role model. So with you, King, it could be a family member, it could be a celebrity. Let us know who they are and let us know why they're your king role model.
My king role model, I got two, so to say, but my first one will be E.T. Eric Thomas, only because like literally every day it's like, you know, I'm just hearing his voice as far as in, you know, just continuing to encourage me. Like I said, I didn't grow up like, you know, with a father figure, so to say. And so the more that E.T., you know, I listen to E.T., especially where he came from, and he's actually from the same state that I'm in, which is Michigan. And just, you know, hearing how he motivates people motivates me to do way more, especially being the king, right? And then he targets more so, you know, the kings as well. So I would most definitely say E.T. And then the second one would have to be my brother. You know, my brother, I would say my brother for the second one because, you know, mainly E.T. does give me that motivation, you know, to keep going. But my brother, because physically, you know, growing up, I lived in his shadow, so to say. So he taught me a lot. Like I watched him. And I feel like with kings, you know, it's like you have to watch another king and learn, you know? So I learned a lot from my brother. And his name, yeah, Tadarius Jones. Tadarius Jones, like he literally motivates me as well. But like I said, literally growing up with him, living with him and stuff like that, I just watched a lot of king principles from him. I learned a lot of king principles from him.
Okay, shouts out, man. When you said ET, man, like that right there, somebody I get coached by, and his energy is so strong. You don't know who Eric Thomas is, you really need to go check him out. I got one of the kings on there. He get coached by him too. Jay Chase, man, and yes, ET, man. If you don't know who that is, you don't know who Eric Thomas is, you have been sleeping under several rocks because this man is 56 some years old and bringing the fire every single time. I have not saw one ET video where I wasn't even hyped. You know, his videos are so impactful. Like what I had to stop doing, I had to stop watching his video because by me being also being a motivated speaking life coach, I don't want his message to interfere with my message. So shouts out to you, ET, but I had to stop watching your video because I start seeing everything start to, you know, get into what I was doing. And shouts out to your brother too, man. I grew up, my dad had a lot of kids, but I had like an older brother, older than me, but he didn't grow up with me. So, but you've been able to see your brother and you're being able to see how you do everything. And that is a blessing, man. So shouts out to your brother. Shouts out to ET, man. Shouts out to y'all watching the video, because, man, y'all are amazing too. You know what I'm saying? You never know. One of these kings might say your name one day. You never know what might happen on the Kings. So trust me, you don't really know. And with that being said, man, if y'all don't know, you should know. Because now it's time for the wordplay. The wordplay is something I created because one thing about these kings, they all coming on these videos, but I want to be able to stump some of these kings. I want to be able to just shake some of these kings up right quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them 3 words. I might give them a state. I might give them something else. but I want to know what is it about them. And if they be like, they lose the wordplay. So remember, no king has got stumped yet, but he's 24 years old. I'm 35. Might have to stump this little king right quick. You know what I'm saying? He got a little hair out and everything. Might have to just stump him and make him get some locks in his head. But King, man, unmute your microphone, man. We're gonna play this wordplay.
Okay. Hold on. Now say how it go again.
The wordplay is something where I'm gonna say a name, I'm gonna say a place, I'm gonna say a thing, and then what you're gonna give me is you're gonna give me your description of whatever I say.
Okay, man.
And remember, you can't be like, none of that. You gotta just really go in depth. Okay. When I say God, what comes to your mind when I say God?
Peace, prosperity. You know, when you say God, like God, right? God. Yes, when you say God, I think of, you know, the trials and tribulations that I have been through. I think of the storms that he brought me from. I think of the times that, you know, I was in my room and locking myself, you know, in my room, and he was always telling me, like, you know, it's going to be worth it, you know? So when I think of God and just hearing God, I think of how he never left me. You know, I've been really studying and, you know, in my Bible and stuff. And so he said, you know, he'll never leave nor forsake me. And that's what I think of God, as far as in just him never leaving me, him always being there, being that light, guiding my darkness, you know, never turning his back. That's exactly what I think of God when you say God.
Okay, cool. I was trying to figure out, he was like, you say G-O-D, how else do you spell God?
No, because
I
thought you were saying guide. Like, that's why I'm like, God or God. But
yeah. It's cool, man. My next one is motivational speaking. When I say motivational speaking, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel empowered. When you say motivational speaking, it makes me feel empowered because I never see myself as a motivational speaker. And so, you know, as I was growing up, I was always told that I was talkative. So motivational speaking makes me feel empowered now that I know who I am. You know, I'm able to really walk into that and motivate people. And one thing that I learned about motivational speaking is you have to remove yourself in order to be a motivational speaker. You can't motivate others and you're not motivating yourself. So, you know, that's what I think of when it comes to motivational speaking. Empowered, boss, you know, a lion, a beast. That's what I think of motivational speaking.
I love that you said that because growing up, that's what my family told me. Like, he talks a lot. My grandmother always said, once he finds his voice, he's going to shake up everybody. And who would have known? I would have found it at the age of 30-some years old. I found it, and when I found it, now it's just impactful, it's powerful, it's coming out strong. Like, I don't call myself I'm a silverback gorilla. Like, I'm on it all the time. Like, I feel like every time when I speak, it's like I'm running through the jungle. And I'm like King Kong, I'm just knocking over everything every single time. And you also touched on something, too, that you got to remove yourself from it to motivate others. And that right there, that's the reason why I do what I do, because I remove myself from everything I'm going through. It doesn't even matter. It's like, how can I get somebody else to get out of this depression season? How can I get somebody else to go more and trust in God? How can I get somebody else to just look at themselves as a blessing and not negativity? So, man, I do love that, man. My next one is, I want you to paint a picture for somebody that ain't never been to Michigan. The good, the bad, the good and the bad. Paint a picture for us right now, King.
Right now, I would say that the picture is vivid. A lot is going on right now in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I would say, you know, you just got to make it. You know, when I say you got to make it, it's like you got to make your way. And that's what anywhere that you at in life. You know, I was talking to my grandmother today as far as in Grand Rapids, Michigan, like the nature, the trees, it is a beautiful place to be, but you make the place. You know, the place never makes you. So, you know, however you are, your upbringing, however, you know, whatever you put your focus to or wherever your mind goes, that's where your focus is going to go. So I would say right now, as far as in Grand Rapids, Michigan, if you want to come or paint that picture, it's like you were saying, you know, it's vivid, but you got to make it how you would like to make it because it's a lot going on. But if you're literally just following your word and, you know, it can be vivid, which a beautiful vivid though, you know? So yeah.
Okay, cool. Love that. Love that. My next one for you is this right here. When I say Clubhouse, so I know you just got recently on there. Tell us about Clubhouse. What does that look like to you?
Clubhouse looks like to me, of course, like just a cell phone type of app. But Clubhouse, like right now, I will most definitely say networking is very big on Clubhouse. I can most definitely say that. Clubhouse for Bleu, so to say. You know, I tend to just go to Clubhouse when I truly need that one motivation because shout out to your room, Push, that gives motivation. It gives life to me. Shout out to my mother's room. She has ministries. However, Clubhouse to me, I'm gonna just be honest, like I said, it's because there's so many people on there that are talking about different things, and me being this, like, you know, this set in my ways type of person, as far as in not going to certain rooms that are not, you know, based on what I believe in. It's like I tend to just, you know, go when I need it, but it's very big for networking and, you know, speaking life and stuff. But you just gotta be careful, I feel.
Okay, I feel that, man. Like with me, yeah, I'm the one person that's ready to push friends if something happens, and he can tell you, bro, these rooms run 7 days a week. I don't have to go nowhere else, so I enjoy myself in there, but I'm not automated, have to be forced on the app. I'm just not gonna do it. And Kyle knows too, like we got an order and they're like, we're gonna be on there for an hour after hour, we gone. That's automatic, just like that. But man, you have won the wordplay, man. You wanna know what you won, man?
What I won?
Man, you have won a Chucky doll. I'm gonna be sending it to you next week.
Nah, you can keep that.
No, bro. I gotta send it to you, man. You won the king, so I gotta send you the Chucky doll, man.
You talking about the movie Chucky?
Yeah, I'm sending you the doll.
All right, pray over it. Pray over it.
No, I can't pray over it. I'm gonna just send it to you just as is. Hey, if y'all just see his face where he's just like, I'm gonna send it right back to you. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna send it right back to Santa. Matter of fact, it might even touch my doorstep. But I got another gift for you though, man. The next gift I got for you, man, I got you an apple pie.
Apple pie? I don't like apple pie.
What kind of pie do you like?
So you know I've been on my healthy stuff, so I don't really eat pies, but I'll take the apple. I guess I'll take the apple. That's the most healthy.
Okay, only thing about the apple pie is they only got one slice and we dropped it on the ground.
Now you can keep it. you can keep it. See, I ain't you can keep it.
Hey,
you can keep
man,
it.
this is the wordplay, man. I created the wordplay because I'm always serious with doing a lot of stuff sometimes. So even though I'm always serious with doing it, I always look at life sometimes like, man, you gotta bring the comedy aspect to everything you do. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we get ready to get into this next topic. So, you know, it's this next topic we about to get into, man. It's gonna be some, you know what I'm saying, that if you watch the King series, you already know it's coming next. But man, shouts out to the King series chapter 4. You see me sending y'all all these gifts. Next year, man, we're gonna have y'all polo shirts. We're gonna have y'all some of these hats. We're gonna have y'all some Gucci belts. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's gonna buy it for y'all, but somebody gonna buy it. It ain't gonna be me though. I can tell you that right now. It's gonna be somebody though. But man, with that being said, we gotta get to a part of the video where it's still hard for me to do it, but I just love this part of the video because I never know what these kings are gonna say. Like I send them a video on the blueprint, but I never know what they're gonna say, and they always amaze me every single time because they watch the video, they see it, they go in depth with the videos. So man, if y'all don't know what we're talking about King Series Chapter 1, Series 15, Uncle Eddie Ray Brown like this. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't checked it out, you should go check it out because every king I've told you about him. So right now, I want to know, man, you watching that video, what did you get from that video, and why should other kings and queens go watch that video?
Man, I want to first say shout out to Eddie Ray Brown. Shout out to that king. Like literally watching that video, it was almost just watching, like, respectfully, it was almost like watching a part of me in there because he kept mentioning stuff as far as, you know, like just believing in yourself, you know, knowing thyself, and just, you know, poor author, right? Just from where he from, a little small town and stuff, and just truly connecting with God, and just his whole story, you know, just believing. It really touched me. It really, really did. So shout out to him. But one thing that, like I said, and I texted you earlier, I was like, the thing that really stood out to me with Eddie Ray Brown was know thyself. Know thyself. I feel like if you knew yourself, you would do better. It's almost like how my mom used to always say, like, you know, when you know better, you'll do better. And a lot of things that he was touching on as far as, you know, kings today, a lot of us, you know, we don't want to learn. A lot of us feel as though we have to mute ourselves. A lot of us feel as though, you know, because we haven't really truly been raised by kings, it's like, okay, well, how do I be a king, you know? So one thing that he just really said, like I said, that stood out was just know thyself, and just really believing and knowing that you are God's child. Even when he mentioned as far as in, you know, aligning with God and understanding in Psalms, I want to say he said it was in Psalms, like we come from God, so we're technically like gods, right? And so that just stood out to me. I'm gonna be honest, boss. And of course, like I said, him crediting you, and I will credit you as well. Like I said, I'm honored to be on the King series because, the relationship that y'all even had, kind of touched me as well because, that wasn't your, like, your biological father, but still at the same time, he looked at you like so highly. So, I appreciated that in itself because, I want a person to look at me like that as well. Like, I look at you so highly and stuff like that. And, that really touched me. It really did. And just motivating the kings, knowing thyself, believing in more, even just getting the word, he just really, that know thyself just really stood with me because I went through identity crisis, right? I went through an identity crisis growing up. Like I said earlier, I lived in my brother's shadows, which is Tadarius. I lived in his shadows during high school. And so I never knew myself, but I wanted to learn myself. And when I wanted to, be able to vocalize that to people, I wasn't able to. So it's like people kind of shut that out. That's why, once I connected with God, I learned myself. So when Eddie Ray Brown spoke of that, it just stood out to me. So that's why I said, that puzzle piece stood out to me. And I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes, man. Like, ooh, man, what people don't know about that video is he watched the King series chapter 2. He didn't get through all of it because he passed away, but he watched a lot of videos in the King series chapter 2. And before he passed away, I told him, I was like, because I didn't think he was gonna pass away, but I told him, I said, man, I make you proud. And he's like, I'm already proud of you. I say, I'm really make you proud because this this logo was starting to come together. You know what I'm saying? It was starting to come together. It's, I had to put the rest in power right here, but it was starting to come together. I already had a vision from my logo designer, shouts out to Shango, on what this right was going to be like, because all kings, we are created, but God is the true crown and he holds us all together. So when I got ready to do in the King series chapter 2, get ready to close, I'm still hurting with it and everything like that. But I'm like, man, I got to make it through. So I made it through, and then, he passed away last year, and that's when I be on King series chapter 3. And like, I'm still carrying the torch. You know what I'm saying? Like, this logo and this shirt ain't going nowhere, like, at all. Like, you don't like the shirt, you don't like the logo, you will never be on the King series, because my uncle put so many gems into my life and everybody else's life. And so shouts out to Puerto Rico, Texas. Like, he done so much stuff for us. It's like he deserves to be right there. Like, if you don't know who Eddie Ray Brown is, you're gonna get tired of these King series videos, because we all talking about it. The blueprint ain't changing. The people might change, but the blueprint gonna stay the same. The only thing gonna change is when they're gonna say 3 and when it's gonna say 4. But that blueprint for him is always gonna be something good. So shouts out to all the kings that got a chance to watch the video, and just let y'all know, man. Like, I know his family's seeing, I know I'm seeing. I mean, I'm actually doing the videos, but every time y'all share, I just be like, bro, they would have never met him, but they meeting him through the video now. Like, that was the last video you did before he passed away. So to me, it's like he's speaking from the grave. You know what I'm saying? But he's speaking and he's trying to uplift everybody else. And he was going through everything with cancer and everything like that. He was still pushing. He never stopped pushing. He kept on going. So yeah, shouts out to you, Uncle Eddie Ray. Rest in power. Love you. My next question, King. What are you doing in life today to develop future kings? Even though you're only 24 years old, I would love to know, what are you doing right now to develop future kings?
What I'm doing right now, like you said, because I do want to kind of touch back on that. Like he had ended his video with, was just continue to live, and that's what I'm doing to really help the future kings, like literally letting them know, like, you gotta keep going no matter what. Like, and not only that, like he said, God put everything that you needed within inside of you. Yes, he's going to bring people like resources and stuff to help you bring it out, but God, everything that you need within inside of you, God already put it in you. And that's what I'm doing. Like, when I show up on Instagram, when I show up on social media, even my one-on-ones, I do a lot of one-on-ones. And I just let them know, like, you have to know yourself. You have to continue to live, even with the storms. Like, I know that every time, listen, nothing in life ever comes easy. So what we have to understand is you're going to have those storms. You're going to have those battles. But are you going to complain about it, or are you going to get through it? Because when you look over your life, you have gotten through everything that you have complained about. So that's why, like I said, even that part that he touched on was just living and knowing that everything that you need is within inside of you. That's what I'm doing to motivate future kings. and motivate just everybody in general, but mainly to the kings. You know, today, and I want to add this little part right here. You know, I had a conversation with my sister and my brother, my sister Jasmine, and my brother Tadarius, and we were just saying basically how a lot of kings cannot show emotion, right? And if they do show emotion, they're, you know, soft, they're weak, they're all of this stuff. But that is why, like, I'm doing what I'm doing today as well, because it's like you have to live. You gotta express yourself. You gotta, if something hurts your feelings, let it be known. If something like is withholding you, stopping you from being that male or being that, you know, that dominant king, because a lot of times, you know, in the world today, it's a big thing, boss. Like, for real, king, it's a big thing. Men do not share their emotions. They don't feel like they're empowered enough. And then when they do, now you angry, you mad. So, you know, that's why I truly, like I said, as far as in helping the kings adjust their crowns, tap into that kingship and that ownership, just keep going. Just keep going, live life, express yourself, and don't really, I'm gonna be honest, don't really care. Just show up how God is telling you to show up. Simple.
I had a problem where I was listening to him, and I just was like, as he's talking, I'm like, God, thank you for just, you know, so letting him be a part of this King series, because, like I said, he was supposed to be a part for next year. He deserved to be on this one because, man, I have a couple of young guys on here, and like y'all about to see a couple of them come out real soon. We got more young guys on the King series than we got like 4 or 5 young. Everybody else is a little bit older, but to see these young kings come out here and just they roaring, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about y'all. I feel good getting older because I got somebody like this right here. And shouts out to Kenny, shouts out to Mike Prosper, shouts out to all these young kings that's on there. If I got some people like this doing this, oh yeah, the future's gonna be bright. But see, it also takes for the kings that's my age and the kings that's older than me to keep on going out there doing what you gotta do. And like I love what you said, you can't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like he been in my rooms a lot of times. I say, man, you get the greenhouse or not. I'm gonna still be here 7 days a week regardless, whether you come or not. And that's just who I stand for. That's just me because I don't come on social media to get likes and follow. I come on there because this is what God wants me to do. If God tell me to shut it down, I'm gonna shut it down. But right now, I'm the one that's gonna shake up any room I'm in. And by the time I'm done, they're gonna be like, man, Jacko stuff stood for God and nothing else. So that's what it is for me. My next question, I love asking the young brothers on this King series this. What do you see in mainstream society that's sending out the wrong King message? Go in depth with me. Let me know for your age limit. Like, what do you see in mainstream society that's sending out the wrong King development message?
The main thing that I'm seeing, especially mainstream as far as in my age, with just this social media stuff, you know, a lot of times, especially like people my age, especially with the kings, like we feel as though we should have already had the mansion. We feel as though we should have already had the Benz. We feel as though we should have already had the whole perfect family, the whole business, entrepreneur stuff, crypto, all of that. But one thing that I will most definitely say is you have to learn. That's why I love that video so much. And even like you said, the background of it, knowing how his legacy will live on each King series. Like, you have to know yourself. So when it comes to the, you know, this mainstream, like you should have been had this car, you should have been, it really discourages a lot of people because already it's the stigma on African-American males, right? Already it's the stigma on men in general, as far as in like I was just touching on emotions and stuff like that. Like we already can't do a lot. So one thing that I want people to understand as far as in this mainstream thing, that's why, like you said, I don't get on social media to just be on social media no more. I don't get on social media to just, you know, keep up with the Joneses. Naturally, spiritually, physically, I am a Jones. I was born inside of the Jones family. So what I had to realize though, as far as in the mainstream, the cars, the clothes, the business, like even with working, a lot of people like, oh, well, you need to work, you know, at a factory, you need to go be putting in them hours, you need to be doing this. I was like, I don't want to do that. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I have not worked for nobody in 2 whole entire years. I pay bills, I help out with bills, I do so forth and so on. And I feel like because I broke out of that mold that people, the stereotype that people wanted me to live in, as far as in this, you know, you should have been had this, you should have been had this. I don't have to rush my process. I feel like everybody has a time when God has called you. I don't want to rush it into it and then God takes it away. I'm not going to be no one hit wonder. I'm not going to be a person to, hop on something just because I want to be mainstream. No, God said he will make my name great. I don't have to make my name great because he said he will make my name great. So that is why, like I said, even with me showing up on social media, me encouraging people, me doing my lives, I always tell people, go at your pace. Go at your pace. If you want to express yourself, express yourself. If you want to be that king to empower other kings, because a lot of times too, shout out to Miss Forbes, Miss Kayla Forbes, she always says this, and I love this. If people want to see you win, they'll help you win. See, one thing that we got to realize, King, right now, you're helping me win, right? You want to see me win, so you're helping me win. I'm on this. This is your platform. So this is helping me win. And like you said, it's the future kings, right, that you guys have to uplift. And to be honest, when it comes to the mainstream, nobody's really doing that. You see more women now dominating mainstream than men. You want to know why? Because some men, they do see people as threats. They do see the anointing in your life. They do see the God in your life. So they might be intimidated, but let me tell you the most powerful thing that I know when it comes to this mainstream. You got to know who you are, because when you know who you are, you know who you stand with. And when you know who you stand with, nobody can touch you, because that's the scripture. That's the scripture. That's his word. So that's why, for real, like I said, when it comes to the mainstream, as far as in, you should have been had the cars. You should have been had the girl. You should have been had the house. You should have been had all of this, the family. You should have been set, your money, all of this stuff. You should have been had all of this stuff. When it comes to that, listen, kudos with it. Like I said, I don't sing kumbaya with people. No, do what you believe in. Stay with who you are and learn who you are. You have to learn who you are, because when you learn who you are, you know who you are, and you know whose you are. So that's my take on, as far as in the stigma of the world and stuff. So yeah.
You wonder why I say from now on I have claimed to have my little spiritual brother. Now you understand why. He didn't take it from the top. He didn't take it from the middle. He didn't take it all the way down. He'll brought you right back up again. That's what the King series is made for. You know what I'm saying? I tell a lot of people this right here. Like on this King series, we don't do versus battles. We do collaboration battles. That's why at the end of the day, I tell people, I know a lot of people that's doing stuff in the industry, but I don't want them people. And I remember I'll never forget, I ain't gonna say her name. This woman that was on the Queen series one year, she was like, yeah, you need to get this person, this person, this person. Like, no, I don't. Well, I'm gonna get people that don't have the hunger like the rest of these people do. Everybody's calling this King series, they got hunger. You look at all these series, you look at all their Instagram, they stuff way bigger than mine. But I love them because I know what they're bringing. See, now that they're not just bringing, hey, go check me out on Instagram. They ain't bringing out. They bring, I want to tell you what type of king I am. I want to rock your crown. I want to adjust your crown. That's what the King series is made for. So to any king that's watching it for next year, just know your likes or follows will not get you on the King series. It's the fruits that you put inside this world that will get you on the King series. And I stand by it no matter what. My name is Kyle Jacko, and I approve this message. And with that being able to be said, man, I love this part of the video. But we let the kings go ahead and pray for their kings. So I want you to pray for all the kings on the King series, all the kings in the world. And you just go ahead and just pray for everybody, man. No prayer is too long, no prayer is too short. But whatever God places on your heart, go ahead and pray for him right now. And man, you already know what it is. After he get through, when he say, amen, I'm gonna come back. But until I come back, check out, man. We in a wide right now. Go ahead, check it out.
Our Father, which art in heaven, I want to come to you now to pray for all of the kings that will watch this, that's here right now, that's tapping in, that's tuning in, the ones that have been here, the one that's been leading the way, and the ones to come. Like, I just really want to pray to you right now, God, to really keep adjusting our crowns, to keep us walking with you. Sometimes we may go astray, but you know how our hearts are set up. You know that we do not belong to the world, and I do know that you have chosen us out of the world. That is something that you have really been having me marinate on. I want to continue to pray for each and every single king, the kings that will hear this. Like I said, the kings that have been here, the ones that, have made a way. Shout out to Eddie Brown, Father, Eddie Ray Brown. Shout out to him because his legacy will live on. Shout out to Kyle Jacko for just truly honoring him. And God, continue to make Kyle Jacko's name great. Continue to really uplift him. You said the more that we lift you, you will lift us. Continue to lift that man of God. continue to put inside of his heart to encourage all the kings, because God, you know, it is not about the likes nor the follows, God. It is not about who hears us, but who truly feels us and who truly hears your word, because we are a living vessel. We are nothing, but we're nothing without you. So continue to pour that into us, God. Continue to uplift Kyle, being the visionary of this King series. Continue to just have Eddie's legacy live on and the meaning behind it, because there's so much power that your kings need to know within this world. African American, Black, Caucasian, Asian, every single ethnicity, God. No man is too powerful. Listen, all of us are together, God. So continue to uplift us, continue to put us in your word and keep us in your word. Continue to let us know that we are kings, that we are your sons, that we are motivating one another, that we should be inspiring one another, that we should love one another. Love thy neighbor. You said love thy neighbor, God. So continue to put it in us to love thy neighbor. Continue to put in us, inside of us, that no matter what the world is doing, that we have to live out your word, that we have to continue to speak your word. We have to continue to speak what you have done in our lives. We have to continue to heal one another, God, because that's what it's about. It's about healing. It's about renewing our minds. It's about becoming a whole new person within Christ, God. And once we get in there, keep us in there, God. Keep us in there. Don't allow us. I know that there will be storms, but you said, and I forgot the chapter, God, but you know my heart. You said that when the battles come, we shall hide behind you. You said when the battles come, that we should literally go inside of your kingdom and do nothing but praise. So continue to let us do that, God. Continue to allow us to pour into other people and just sit back while you do all the work, while we're just speaking your life, while we're speaking your name, while we're speaking the Son of God, even so. So I love you, God. I love you, Abba, Father, because you say you will be what we need. And a lot of kings need fathers. And I know that you said that we will be what we need. You said, although your father and your mother will forsaken you, I will never leave you. So continue to be here with us, God. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Man, he done blew my hat off and everything, man. I had my hat on my head. He done blew my hat off, man. Shouts out to you, man. Hey, there's so many amazing words I could say about that prayer. There's so many things I can say. But I'm gonna let you say it to yourself. How about that? Because all that I can do is smile at this young brother, man. Just to know that God is walking with him every single day. And he's doing it. Like I said, he at the age of 24 years old, I had my little boy at 23. I wasn't doing none of that. I was out there doing some other stuff. Chitty chitty bang bang, you know what I mean? But he is doing something great, man. That's all that I gotta say. And with that being said, man, you have done an amazing job on this, man. Hey, y'all remember to like, comment, subscribe, share these videos to your friends and family, everybody that's around. Let them know we're on this King series, man. Kings coming together. We're adjusting each other's crowns. We're doing what we have to do. But, man, I want you to give a motivational message for 2022. First to the kings, and then I want you to stop and give it to the queens. And I want you to close out this whole entire video. Like I told y'all before, I'm just the host. This is their video. I'm just hosting the video. So, man, you got the mic. Give it to the kings. Give it to the queens. Once you're done, chunk the deuces. Move your hair back. Whatever you want to do, man. It's all on you, man. Thank you so much for being a part of this King series. And my name is Kyle Jacko. I'm out.
So my inspirational message most definitely would be, listen, kids, continue to walk that walk. Like we said within this entire video. Listen, first I want to say, go back to watch that Eddie Ray Brown video. But this is what I will say. Know thyself. Continue to believe in yourself. You must know that you have everything that you need within inside of you. Do not forget that, kids. Do not forget that, all right? Continue to be a boss and continue to be a beast. To the queens. Listen, queens, listen. Man, y'all, I just got to give y'all some encouragement because I know how y'all love energy. But this is what I want to say. Continue to be that beast of a woman. You know, a lot of times y'all get overlooked too. But one thing that I want y'all to know is no matter what, you got it. No matter what, you are the lioness. No matter what, a man needs a woman, right? So together, you play a huge major role inside of this entire system, inside of this entire world. So continue to be that queen. Continue to walk with your head high, get your pumps, whatever you got to get, and continue to be a boss. God made you great as well, okay? God made you great as well. So continue to be a boss and a beast, okay? Now I'm in, right? Okay. Yeah. So y'all already know what's my name and what I always say, especially on Instagram. Listen, it's no other than Kai Bleu, Kiyeble. You know, okay? And I always end out with this every single chance that I get to speak. Yesterday is not coming back for you today. Tomorrow has already made up his mind. Make a decision today. Make a decision to literally tap into the King series. Invite some kings to literally tap into this, y'all. This is something that literally I see, and I know that you see it too, because you see how many streams, you see how many series we're doing. Listen, tap into the King series. And if you know that you are a powerful man of God, and I don't care how old you are, tap into, get in contact with Kyle Jacko. Listen, I love each and every single one of y'all, and people be like, Kai, how do you love people you don't know? The same way people be hating on people they don't know. And that is big facts. And y'all know that, okay? Y'all know that. So I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. And we out.